Ready to Love, Season 7, Episode 9. Wife Me Please. Listen, I will not be surprised if I turn my TV on one day and the news say Morgan, they locked Morgan, whatever her last name, for committing. I will not be surprised. See, Morgan is one of those women you see on those shows where the men. Yeah, she's one of those. She's one of those. And it's amazing to me that she thinks it's okay to be on camera saying all these things. And have y'all noticed that for the last 3 episodes, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but for the last 3 episodes, they use Morgan's phrase. So this episode is Wife Me Please. Last week episode was Near in the Here. And the week before that was Queens Don't Chase or something like that. For some reason, they're just using all of her phrases. But Morgan is a nut. She crazy. Morgan is crazy. Morgan is the definition of an angry, crazy Black woman. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Because there is no way you think, Morgan, that you're going to attract a good man, a decent man. It's just not going to happen. Like, she is the definition of a delusional woman. You're crazy, you're a nut, but you still think you're going to get you a good man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Wakey, wakey, sleeping beauty. It's daylight saving time. I used to wake Lexi up like that every morning when she was little. I don't do that no more. She's almost 30, y'all. I'd be like, Lexi, it's Monday morning. Well, I wake her up, but then, Lexi, it's Monday, March the 13th. It's time to wake up. But before, I used to say, wakey, wakey, sleeping beauty. How did y'all do with daylight saving time? I'm fine. I get up early anyway. So I was up at 6 o'clock. I woke up. So technically that's 5 o'clock, right? And I forgot what they said. If your body is not able to adjust to daylight, it don't matter to me because I wake up early. So I was up. Happy Sunday to one and all. Hopefully you watch Ready to Love. I didn't watch on Friday night because I was watching Luther. This is Idris Alba's new movie. Check it out on Netflix. Oh my God, it was so good. It was grip. It was, oh my God. I was on the tip of my bed, eat my ice cream like this. Oh my God, oh my God. It was really good. And I got up yesterday, I recorded Ready to Love, and then I started watching Lydia Point on Netflix, the first woman lawyer. Okay. And I was supposed to be a lawyer. So I was like, oh girl, yes, girl, fight for your rights, girl. Fight for your rights. So I'm here this morning, Ready to Love. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for those of you who commented on the videos. I'm going to be my comments today. Tomorrow, I will thank you for those comments on the Tiger Woods video. I really appreciate the love and the support. I'm getting a lot of questions about the husband profile. It will probably begin again in the summer. No, I am not taking no new people. We're too far. We're halfway through. And it's going excellent. So you're going to have to wait for the next time the course begins. Well, let's go ahead with Crazy Morgan, child. She's just a nut. I was hoping Morgan would have gotten sent home, but of course she didn't. She is still there. And did y'all see the previews for next week? Girl, I got to watch that live because I don't want to miss nothing. I want to be yelling and screaming at the TV. So this week's episode is called Wife Me Please. Of course, this is Morgan begging Tony, wife me please. And I'm like, girl, you cannot be this thirsty. But ain't nobody gonna marry Morgan. Morgan is not gonna get married. If Morgan gets married, she's not gonna get married to a good man. It's gonna be Pookie, Rary, Tyrone, Dusty. And the problem with Morgan and women like Morgan is they don't want Pookie, Rary, Tyrone, Dusties. They want the good men. They want their high value men. But these men don't want you, ma'am. Okay? They don't want y'all. So this week, Tommy meet with the guys, and the guys are supposed to introduce their connections to their best friends. So Andre invited his best friend Jermaine to meet Jeffrey and Cynthia. And I really liked how Jermaine was with the ladies. He was such a gentleman, and he was so soft and caring. And I really liked how he were um he were with them. And I really appreciated the way he talked to them and the way he asked the questions. That Jeffrey's getting on my last nerves. By the way, come on back. Simone read Jeffrey, and baby, did I love it. I loved every second of it. And I was excited. So I'm gonna come back and do that video. So check that video out later today. So Jeffrey and Cynthia met on met Andre's friend. And for the first time, y'all, I saw Cynthia. I don't have a picture of her up here. She's not in this picture, but for the first time, I saw Cynthia. Like last week episode, for the first time, I saw Tone Anthony when he was sitting with Cynthia's ex, James. And I was sitting there like, okay, Cynthia, I see you, girl. I see you. And now a lot of people are really liking Cynthia, and they're thinking that Cynthia is just great and wonderful. And I was like, go ahead, Cynthia. Go ahead, Cynthia. So Jeffrey said, this is the problem with Jeffrey and a lot of women. Jeffrey says, so they asked about what they want and so on and so forth. And Jeffrey says she don't come in with a checkbox. And that's exactly why Simone read you to threads and tell us who you truly are. Because see, I don't believe Jeffrey. I don't believe what she said about Blake. I said that from the beginning. She's a liar, and she's fake femininity. She's trying to come off like she's this Princess Kate, and she's not. Okay, Jeffrey is the typical hood chick who is now trying to clean up her life, trying to snag her a good man. She ain't gonna get her no good man either. Let me tell you who's not gonna get a good man. Jeffrey ain't gonna get her no good man. Marcia not gonna get her no good man. Just over the girls that left. I think Cynthia will get her a good husband. I think Mercedes will get a good husband. I think Marcia will get a good husband. Let's see who else is up here. That's it. Of all the ladies up here, the only two women up here that's gonna get them good three is gonna get a good husband is Cynthia, Mercedes, and Marcia. Okay, Cynthia got some working out to do and some counseling she needs to do. But other than that, those are the only three girls that can snag them a good man. The other ones, they're not. It's not going to happen. Mark my words. And see, ladies, this is the problem with a lot of you. You don't have a checkbox. You don't have a checklist. This is why you need to take the husband profile course that will be offering again in the summer if I feel like it. Because at the beginning of the course, when I did the one-on-one with the ladies, I told them, by the end of this class, you're going to realize that you didn't know yourself and you didn't know what you want. And halfway through the course, we're halfway through, we're a month in. And the ladies are saying last night, Janice, I know myself. I'm like, I knew it, girl. I told you that. You need a checklist because see, if you don't have a checklist, you are going to be open to any and everything. But when you know what you want, this is why dating is for data. My new book that's coming out that I need to get into, y'all. Jesus, I know. I would date guys, talk to them, and drop them. Why? I knew what I wanted, and they didn't have what I wanted. So goodbye, Pookie. So after they left, they talked. Jermaine loved Cynthia's answers. And after they left, just Andre asked what he thought, so on and so forth. And in his voiceover, listen to what Andre said about Cynthia. This is why Cynthia needs to get into counseling, right? She needs to get in counseling. Somebody could tweet her. She needs to come take my husband profile course. But she really needs to get in counseling because Andre said about Cynthia, she's a very strong woman, but Jeffrey's very mild, meek, and lovable. No, Jeffrey's faking it, child. She's faking it. Jermaine thinks that Jeffrey practices the faith because she says she's spiritual. She don't. There's no way. But Jermaine loved how Cynthia answered the question about protecting his heart. I always have a little when it comes to the idea of women protecting a man. I do have a problem with that. I think as women, we should protect our marriage, not talk too much about our marriage, not share things about our marriage. If you have a problem with your marriage, you need to talk to a counselor, not being on TV so people could talk about your marriage. And this is why it's very hard for me to review shows like Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Married to Medicine. It's very, very hard for me because I don't like to comment on people's marriages because marriage is sacred and it's one of the foundational cornerstone of the church. And Married at First Sight is a little bit different because they're deciding if they want to stay married and get a divorce. But if you notice once the Married at First Sight is over, I don't talk about the couples unless they have a baby, they bought a house, oh my God, they're moving, something like that. But I don't comment on their marriage because I just don't think you should have your marriage out there for people to comment on it. But I'm gonna let him have that about protecting the husband's heart, and that's doing what you're supposed to do. So you're not gonna be like Sierra. Child, you're not gonna be like that other one. Oh, child, I have to do a video on her. What's Curry's wife? Aisha Curry. Child, she crazy. You're not gonna disrespect your husband. You're not gonna do stuff to embarrass him. If I do stuff to embarrass my husband, I can hear him now. I can hear his voice in my head. Honey, what made you do that? What made you do? I can hear my husband. Okay. So then this fool, Andre, is going to say, it bothered him how quickly Cynthia answered the question, and it made it sound like it's rehearsed. He's an idiot. Andre is an idiot. And he's just looking for ways to not see Cynthia for who she really is. And he's been deceived by Jeffrey. But let him go ahead. Go ahead, Andre, and take the crazy woman. And you know what's crazy? None of the men like Jeffrey for the guys. So that should tell you something. Jermaine likes Cynthia for him, but he don't want to hear that. He want to hear that Jeffrey's the best fit. Girl, bye. Boy, bye. So then Mark Anthony meets his best friend Mark to meet Jeffrey and Mercedes, and they asked about communication. And I loved Mercedes' question. Of course, Jeffrey's like a little chihuahua, and Mercedes was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest. I need some time. I'm like that. I'm gonna need some time. Sometimes I've had to tell my husband, don't talk to me today. Don't talk to me today, Mike. And you know why? Because I don't want to come off disrespectful. So because I don't want to come off disrespectful or rude or raise my voice, it's just best for me, for you. Don't talk to me today. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, or I'll just go in the guest room. Or I'll email him. Not today. Not right now, Mike. So I love Mercedes is like, look, sometimes I'm gonna need a minute to get myself together. Because us ladies, we're very emotional. And so we have to keep our foot on our emotions. And sometimes when stuff happens, you might want to take your foot up off your emotions, and you don't want to do that. And then it comes out very rude and disrespectful. And both of my Michaels, they do not like it when I raise my voice. Even little Michael. Yesterday, he was like, but why did you have to yell? And I'm like, I didn't yell. I just put my voice up one time. Michael, put that ball down and come and have your lunch or whatever. But why you had to yell, mommy? I'm like, I didn't yell. But I know he's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. So I love Mercedes questions, okay? So then he asks about why isn't he their number one? And Jeffrey with the almost start crying fake. I just didn't want Luchihuahua. Luchihuahua. And Mercedes said, well, that's not my problem. He's always been my number one. So I absolutely love that. I think Mark Anthony and Mercedes is the best of it. Mark Anthony, please leave the baby mama with 3 kids. And she's a foolish woman. She shouldn't be running after no man that don't want no man with no kids. So Mark asks if with the children. So then they left, and so Mark asks if the children he see a potential problem in the long run. And I was like, yes, I love that question. I love it. I love that. Mark was asking Mark Anthony, she has 3 kids. Do you see a potential problem in the long run? But this is what Mark Anthony said, which prove what I've been saying to you ladies. Stop leading with your babies. Stop leading with struggles. Stop leading with what the baby daddy didn't do. Don't lead with that. Lead with your femininity, your softness, and what you can do for him. Listen to what Mark Anthony said. He said, it's taking a good look at the qualities in Jeffrey that he will be willing to take the chance down the road. So in other words, he's saying, does the qualities she have that I want, do they outweigh her having 3 kids? Or does the 3 kids outweigh her qualities? Didn't I tell you that men work on a value system? They work on a scale. That's why we don't run them down, beg them, and plead for them to marry us. Because at the end of the day, they're going to weigh us. Are your qualities more weightier than you having 3 kids? Or does the 3 kids outweigh your qualities? I just love it when they confirm what I said. But in this instance, Mark Anthony, please run. So here again, Mark Anthony's friend picked Mercedes, not Jeffries. I am so glad. I can't wait. I want to hear what she said. None of the guys picked her. Both men picked the other woman. None of them liked Jeffrey. Not one of them. Not one of them guys liked Jeffries for their friend. Puff in your face. Linda meets Troy, his friend, to meet Morgan. He is very good looking. I was going back and forth. Is he Trinidadian or is he Bayesian? See, Trinidadian, they sing their words, and he didn't talk enough for me to pick up. But he could be Trini, but he also could be Bayesian. Because they sing Trinidadian. Janice, you're coming to lunch today? Trinidadians, okay? Janice, you're coming to lunch today? Trinidadians. My Bayesian girl, Janelle. Janice, y'all come lunch today? Very sharp, very cut, very specific words where Trinidadians are different. But he didn't say enough for me. He could be Trin, but he could be Bayesian. Because I was like, I read what? Is he Trinidadian or Bayesian? I couldn't pick up. Maybe he's Trinidadian. He looked Trinidadian. He also looked Bayesian because he looks like my girlfriend. She's Bayesian, my coworker. So then he shared the story about the near, and he said he asked about any red flags about Miss Morgan, and Lyndon told him about the near. Ooh, child, this chick is so crazy. Let's keep this picture up. So So Troy asks about how many men and why isn't he the number one? And with she trying to get her husband anyway, a man at anyway. And then he asks about her 5-year plan, and Morgan is gonna say, I have a 2-year plan. I have a 2-year plan. And I'm looking at her like, I was sitting on the couch like. So then he asked about the near, and she said she came up. Listen to this. This is why this girl needs to be in jail, y'all. She came up with a plan. Not only did she come up with a plan, but she looked it up to make sure she couldn't go to jail. You think you're going to get your good husband, Morgan? She said she wanted to make a grand exit. So you decided to cut all the man here. And then this is the thing. She's so crazy and delusional. She brought the man on national TV so he could tell us. Then she's going to say, I'm a good woman. No, you're not. You are a crazy, angry, violent, aggressive woman. But then Troy asks, but are you the woman for him? See? You might be a good woman, but are you the good woman for him? So Troy, Lyndon asked Troy, well, how big of a red flag do you think the near thing is? And he was like, is there a red flag that can't cover a football field? Hold on, Lex. How big is a flag to cover a football field? I love it. I love that Troy pointed out to Lyndon, like, look, this girl is crazy. This is a red flag. So then Blake meets with LaShawn, his friend, and Suanne. Of course, Blake only have one. She asks a 5-year question, and she said, hopefully married, and she prefers to leave with no one than the wrong person. I absolutely love that about her. She says Blake is black and white and honest, and how can she have his back? I hate that have his back question. I'm not supposed to have your back, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to have your back. Oh, maybe we should put Suanne up here. Oh, I don't have Suanne. But Suanne is a lawyer. She knows how to answer the question. And then she's going to bring up her divorce. So am I the only one that maybe I didn't remember that Suanne was divorced? Did she say that? Did she say that in her interviews that she was divorced? I'm like, I don't remember her saying that. Maybe she did, but I'm just starting to see Suanne. I didn't see her before. So Suanne said it's her first intentional last person. And I love that. So basically, for the last 2 years, she's been dating, but Blake is this is her last intentional last person dating. LaShawn is concerned about her being divorced and thinking about Blake could be uh uh uh, uh what's the after you break up? That. And I'm looking at her like, ma'am, are you crazy? Suanne's been divorced one time, but Blake have 3, maybe 4 baby mamas with 4 kids. Though he said he was married, but the other one of the crazy nutty baby mamas say no, he wasn't. He's never been married. So I'm gonna go with what he said. He said he was married, but Suanne divorce is a red flag, but Blake 4 kids is not. 3. Let's say 3 because he said 3. Tony meets with Tron to meet Morgan and Marcy. And Morgan doesn't like that Marcy is there. She is territorial. Here she go again. Here she goes again. She's territorial. And sitting next to a woman that likes her man is unsettling for her. See, this is the problem that a lot of people have, women have with dating multiple guys. And I post that in my comment from a Facebook group. I answered the question. A lot of women have problems dating multiple guys because you're territorial. He's not your until he technically until you stand at the altar and get married, he's not yours. But you have more say if he's engaged, if he put a ring on your finger. But ma'am, just a man you're dating. He asks about kids, do they have any? And none of the girls have any. He asks about her 5-year plan, and Crazy Morgan says she has a 2-year plan and to wife me, please. So you just want a husband. You just want anybody that's gonna put a ring on your finger. This is why she's not gonna get her no good man. She ain't gonna get her no good husband. Who gonna marry this crazy nut? Who's gonna marry this nut of a woman? Not no good man. Ain't no good man gonna marry Morgan. I'm sorry. Morgan, Vernisha, who else? They're not gonna get them no good husband. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. They're gonna have to go through years of unlearning all the craziness, masculinity, aggressive, violent, and by the time they unlearn it, it's too. It's. So when the ladies left, Tony says Marcia had the very. Tron says Marcia had the very good answers, but Morgan was more direct, and Morgan was all about him. So Tony's like, well, can't you make it a little bit easy? And he's like, I'm trying to help you out. He has 2 women to choose from. So then Anthony bring his best friend Miriam. They've been friends for years. She's married, has 3 kids, and she says 3 women is a lot. I think 3 women is great. This is what multi-dating is all about, ladies. This is what multi-dating is about. Okay. I thought it was cute that she was going to meet Cynthia at the house and Mercedes and Suan later for dinner. So he makes lunch for Cynthia and later a nice lunch day for Mercedes and Suan. She asks Cynthia about kids and the father, and Cynthia is going to say, that's not going to be a problem because I know how to put my foot down, and I'm looking at her like, Cynthia, really? Did you forget who you had a baby with? She asks about submission, and this is what Cynthia says. Cynthia says she's okay with a man leading. That's not submission, ma'am. Leading is not submission. Okay? She's okay with a man leading. God didn't intend for her to play a man role, and she's been doing it for so long, she's tired and is okay with a man leading. So, are you ready to submit? Do you understand what submission is, or are you tired? Because a lot of women are tired, right? A lot of women, you're just tired of playing that role, but you don't really understand what submission is. And I did a video on that, couple of videos. I need to do a live on it. A lot of men, a lot of people don't understand what submission is, and a lot of women in your 40s, you're tired, and so you're tired. So now you're ready to submit because you're tired. You're not submitting because you understand what submission is. You're submitting because you're tired of playing the role. And so this is why a lot of people have problems in their marriage, because you're not really. So what's going to happen when you're well rested? I just want to know, Cynthia, and all the women out here who are tired. Mhm. So then later, Anthony meets with Miriam and Mercedes when at the restaurant, and I really like the dynamics of how they were. Suan, she asked about kids. Suan is happy to see who his connection is. Suan, why are you so concerned about who Anthony's connected with? I don't understand. Every season, we have a woman who's so concerned about who the other man is connecting to, because he has told her. She's upset that anything Anthony has told her he likes like her. I don't like this about Swen. She becomes very insecure when she's with Anthony. I just don't understand. Okay, Very confident and secure with Blake because nobody else wants Blake. But when it comes to Anthony, she's acting like she's Morgan. And am I the only one that didn't know Swan had kids? I'm like, she got kids? I gotta go back and watch the matchmaking episode because I'm like, what? You got kids? Angie was divorced. Child, I didn't know. Maybe I was asleep. Maybe I fell asleep. Did I say Cynthia? No, Mercedes. Okay. So Mercedes have been apprehensive about Anthony because he has a kid. And in the end, Mercedes chose Cynthia. So Cynthia out of the three of them. Now, Mercedes, I just don't think you should be with a man that have kids, boo-boo. You're young, you're 31, you still got it. Go ahead and find you a man who doesn't have kids, like Mark Anthony. So there we go. 2 men chose Cynthia. 2 people chose Cynthia. And then this thing that Anthony did, like, I have to, and then and I'm like, Anthony, no, every time I'm trying to see you, you do something that throws me off. So then the fellas that met up with Tommy for deliberation, and Andre talks about date, but he has a little hesitation. But she says that she can protect his emotions. You have a I don't care about Andre. Okay, just go ahead with Jeffrey. Just go ahead, take her and go. Goodbye. Mark Anthony likes Mercedes, these and Jeffries, and the friend, of course, they like Mercedes. So Mercedes got chosen one time. Cynthia got chosen twice. Lyndon and Troy meets Morgan, and the big red flag is how he said he asks about the red flag can't cover a football team. Tony meets the 2 females, Marcia and Morgan. There's something about Marcia. This is it. This is it, Tony. You know the best option for you is Marcia. You know Marcia is the best option. But you have a deeper connection with Morgan because Morgan done sucked and ride and licked and busted you. Anthony is going to throw Sue under the bus. And I'm like, well, hold up. Hold up. Why you got to throw her under the bus? Oh, she want to know my business. She's insecure. I can't believe she don't know how I like her. And I'm like, shut up. So then they talk about who they're not connecting with. Tony's not connected with Jeffrey, sees her as a friend, no attraction. Blake is not connected with Cynthia. Why didn't you stay on Morgan? Why did you throw Morgan under the bus, Blake? Come on. Hello, we're supposed to be working together to get Morgan off the show. Linda's not connecting with Mercedes and Swan. Anthony's not connecting with Marcia. Mark Anthony's not connecting with Marcia. And then it was time for the guys to go. And nephew Tommy said, oh, I got a surprise. And the man was like, oh, Lord, not a surprise. But the surprise was that next week they're going to go away for the weekend. Ooh, I can't wait, girl. I'm going to be watching that live. Anthony meets with Swan, and he wants her to open up more. Mark Anthony meets with Marcia. Marcia says she's friendly, so it's risky because they put her in a friend zone. And I say this all the time. She wants men to like her as a friend first before romantically. Nope, I don't want a friend. And listen, I say this all the time. Mr. Best Friend is in my book. I don't want no best friend. If you want a best friend, that's what you're going to have. And I really do believe that's why a lot of women not meeting their husband, because you're looking for a best friend. If you're looking for a best friend, I'll try. First of all, why you ain't got no best friend? You're 40. You 40, you ain't got no best friend. This is why a lot of women are not meeting their husbands. Because instead of you positioning yourself for a husband, you're positioning yourself for a friend. I don't need any more friends. No more. Pick up the book, 23,000 Guys. Because if you are looking for a best friend, then a friend is what you're going to find. I want no more. I got a good friend. I got a good male friend, David. I kid you not. If I call David right now, and say, David, I need you. He be out, I'm on my way. I don't even got to tell him I'm on my way. He's like, okay, Jan. Okay, I'm getting in the car. I'm on my way. That's a very good male friend who's also my brother. Call him my brother. We've been friends since we was teenagers. A lot of women are not meeting their husband because you're looking for best friends and friends, which is why they put you in the friend zone. No. Turn on the sexiness and the femininity and all of those good things. And as you get to know him, you can become friends. I wasn't looking for a best friend. My husband, best friend, they've been friends since they were kids. They went to college together. They were in the fraternity together. They had a business together. That's his best friend. I didn't want a best friend, and I'm sure he wasn't trying to find no best friend. And me and Mike's been married 10 years, and there are things he will talk to his best friend about that he won't talk to me about. Because my husband had applied for this position that he didn't get. And he was very professional with me about, oh, these are how the things go, it's business. It's nothing personal. And and I was like, oh, okay, you handled that very well. Well, honey, like a couple of days later, he was on the phone with the best friend. And he's talking like, yeah, man, they didn't give me the job, man. They didn't give it to me. They gave it to, so. They ain't give it to me, man. And he was totally different with his friend than he was with me. And I was like, well, I even know he was feeling this way. And he was speaking in Ebonics. My husband does not speak in Ebonics. You know how Barack Obama talk. My husband talks like that all the time. But when he was talking to his man, they didn't give me that. Mm-hmm. And then when it didn't work out, and then they called him, and he was, I was like, I was like, they didn't get to you. Now the one they hired, they messed up. Now they want to give it to you. And he was like, babe, it's business. It's nothing personal. This is just how it goes. But then he was on the phone with his best friend. Yeah, man, they called me to come clean it up. They didn't hire me to do the job, but now they want me to come clean it up. And I'm like, but as my husband, he have to maintain that, man, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's good. That's just how business go. But when you're with his best friend, he's like, man, I wanted a husband. We can become friends later. I'm not trying to be your friend. I don't need any more male friends. I need a husband. And I really do believe that a lot of women are not meeting their husbands because you're looking for a friend. And that's why men put you in the friend zone. They don't put you in the wife zone. They put you in the friend zone. And you need to stop being overly friendly and be sexy and have sex appeal. I love you. I have to go. If you haven't picked the 23 types of guys you might meet, pick that up for me. It is an excellent read. And I have in there about the best friend. We don't want no best friends. We want husband. Let me know what you think. I love you. Come on back. I'm going to do the Simone checked Jeffrey. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so lovely. I so love you. I adore you. Talk to you later. Bye.